Yo, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, The Beautiful Game of Life, part of the Believe Network. I am Ramsey Abushala, editor of UrbanPitch.com. To my left, Julio Monterosa, Bridget Flores, the co-executive directors of Vibes. Another Solo Dolo episode. What's good, y'all? How we doing?
Solo Dolo.
It's Paul Wall, baby.
Last week? I don't even.
Yeah, it all blends together. But
right.
Yeah, last week we were indeed on our own.
Solo Dolo.
The week before that, I think it was just me and Julio.
Right.
You know, some people can't be bothered, but you know, we're getting ready for the summer here. It's starting to get there. You know, the weather's heating up.
Scrimmages are going.
Yeah. We got some national team warm ups for their tournaments, international duty going on. But first we had the Urban Pitch Golf Tournament last weekend.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, only 1/3 of us were. Yeah. I mean, Bridge, you gotta step up.
I wasn't invited. The invite did not reach my inbox or messages or DMs.
Check your junk mail.
Let's just put it out.
I mean, why would you be expecting one in the first place?
Yeah.
Because I'm a part of Urban Pitch.
You are, but you don't golf.
That's crazy. Who says I don't?
I've seen. I mean, I've seen it.
I'll be trying.
No, we're getting there. We're getting there.
You'll get there. Yeah.
We gotta get some reps.
No.
We
I get it.
gotta get in the lab. We gotta get in the lab.
Just don't be surprised when I pull up and pop off on y'all because.
No, I won't be. I won't be. I've seen Bridge. You're a natural athlete. Come on, yo.
Yeah,
like I mean.
Yeah. What Ramsey said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, how was it though? Like, tell us.
All right, it was great.
No one cares. I'm just kidding.
It was great. See, way better when Bridget's not invited. No, honestly, it was fun.
It looked a little boring.
We went. No, it wasn't.
It did not look.
No, it did not look boring. We went all the way to Oxnard, River Ridge golf course.
Yeah.
It was fun. Urban Pitch always holds up the line. Something about Urban Pitch is that we will slow down the game.
Yes.
The ambassador talked to us twice.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. They were like, he said, you guys are playing a 4.5-hour course and y'all doing it in 6 hours.
He basically said, keep it moving. He gave me the keep it moving. Let's get going.
We're playing the scramble tournament, so how slow can we be?
I know. Well, a scramble is supposed to be faster. I mean, you know, like, we're here for a long time and a good time, you know, like.
So the funny part, there was all right, so Urban Pitch founder John was on the front team, and then I was in the back. So they were slowing things down a little bit, and the team there were some guys in the back. They were walking.
The group behind you guys.
Yeah, the group behind us. They were walking, and we had carts, and they were on our tail. I'm like, how the hell are they running? But whatever. Long story short, they were so mad because we were slowing down, so they were talking trash. And by the 18th hole, they realized we were all together.
And Julio, you were talking trash. They're like, man, these
guys,
God. Keep it moving, guys. And then we get to the 18th hole, and then we all swing together, and then like guys are like, oh damn, we're talking trash.
So they all know each other.
Oh my God, it was fun. But right after that, we went shout out to Greg. We went to his boat. We walked into the middle of a Trump rally.
Those are the things you see up in marinas.
Serious?
Those are the things you see when you get into yacht clubs and
one lady, like they were cool. They offered some food, so they were cool. But one lady was like, "Hey guys, you just know that I know you guys are mixed, but we're cool people." I'm like, first of all, you don't need to say that.
I know you guys are mixed. That is crazy.
Yeah, so I'm like, damn, I'm fully Latino. What are you talking about? And then so they're having the whole rally. Like they have the whole band playing. They're Make America Great hats again. And then we were like 12 minorities walking to the boat, and like I could see like the
eyeballs
following you guys.
And I feel sorry for her. I still feel sorry for Cedric because we have to walk into the little alleyway where they were at, and then like the guy meant it as a joke, but it was really not a joke. So we all let everybody walk by. Cedric comes back at the end, and he's like, no, not you. And then he goes, I'm joking. And me and Cedric, had a nervous laugh, and we were like, whoa.
Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at Bet Online. Bet Online is your #1 source for the NBA and NHL playoffs this season. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Don't forget to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, the game starts here. He was kind of serious.
So we laughed like, let's not say nothing about this because this rally, we were a little bit outnumbered.
You're on enemy
but other than that,
territory.
it was great. We went into the ocean. We did the Titanic pose.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Wholesome.
But we got there at 10:30. I didn't get back to LA till like 11.
Yeah, I mean,
so it was a day. It was a day. So, but it was fun.
10:30 a.m.
Yeah, to 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And then, but it was fun. We did play scramble. I got paired up with somebody that started playing an hour before the tournament.
So you're the resident expert of your team.
Man, I shouldn't have been.
That's how things.
Yeah,
are.
like first of all, I can't. I'm not as good as I want to be yet, but like.
Julio, you're a solid role player.
You can't.
Solid role player.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm coming into my own.
Yeah.
I am that rookie that has potential, but
Dang.
coming into my own, like
you can't be handed the keys to the franchise.
no, not at all, not yet. They were trying to Lonzo Ball me since day one. I'm like, no, I can't. First of all, my teammate, shout out to my teammate, he was amazing. I had to give him the urban pitch test, offered him a shot, see if he was cool enough. He took it, so I was like, all right, you're good in my books. But he didn't bring no balls, no putter. So we were sharing putter, and then he lost all my balls. I only had one ball left. But
did he reimburse you?
Huh?
He didn't reimburse you?
Nah, not really. No, I had more at home, so
Yeah.
that was not the thing. But it was like I felt like John and Roy did that because I'm a threat. I'm a threat.
There was
Yeah, they were
they
scared.
was
They were-
preying on your downfall.
They set me up. They set me up because they
Dang.
knew if I had one solid player,
It was over.
Yeah, we could have had a Cinderella story. Cinderella story. Roy freaking ball. What was like
I heard
two under in the back nine.
One over
the back nine.
That's
I'm
crazy.
like, dude, he was playing like a madman, and he was taking shots every 2 seconds. I don't know how he was doing it.
I know how Roy plays. Yeah.
And then we played the last hole was like closest to the hole.
Yeah.
Beat me literally by 1 footstep.
That's crazy.
Oh man, it was his day. You can't beat a guy.
I mean, for you to get there, to get on the green, that's good.
It was between. Yeah, nobody else made it that close. It was between me and Roy.
Yeah.
But like the way Roy was playing, it was just his day. There's no way any one of us could have beat him.
Roy
Like,
feels it. He can play a little bit. Yeah.
Tiger Woods, probably the only person that could beat him. Tiger Woods before the sex scandal.
Put some respect on my man Tiger. He's out here shooting. He was 1 under the first round at Augusta, but unfortunately the stamina is not where it used to be. But let's shift sports here because this is a soccer podcast. Contrary to what we may be we're discussing.
Current discussion.
I mean it's. We've been doing a lot of the Euro, a lot of Copa America stuff over the last few weeks, just because that's kind of the highly anticipated tournaments this summer, and we haven't really got into some of the other things that have been going on especially in U.S. soccer. One of the big things that was making headlines earlier this week was the USL and the USL Super League, the new First Division women's soccer league that's kicking off this year. They were delayed. They're supposed to kick off in 2023. They were supposed to be Division 2, but now they got Division 1 status from U.S. Soccer. They announced their home openers. I think they announced the whole schedule as well. So it's coming to a stadium near you in August. What are you guys' thoughts on this? Because the Division 2 to Division 1 jump, I think there's a lot of reasons for that decision, but now we have 2 Division 1 leagues and no Division 2 leagues, so that's a point of concern for some people. What are you guys' thoughts on the Super League? Because this is something we haven't really talked about on the podcast, and I know we do cover NWSL a lot, and now with this coming in, I think there's going to be a lot of benefits for women's soccer as a whole. But what are you guys' thoughts on having 2 top division leagues without a second division league underneath it?
I like it. Like some of the teams that are joining. I know the following year Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay, if you know soccer in the U.S., Tampa Bay.
The Rowdies have been.
Yeah, the Rowdies.
The
even when
before.
El Pibe Valderrama played for the
Mutiny, right?
I forget the name.
I think it's the Mutiny. The
First,
Mutiny,
Tampa Bay Unity.
original,
Tampa Bay Unity. Brooklyn's having a team. Anything Brooklyn, I'm a big fan of. There's gonna be a team in Madison. So, and in a lot of these smaller markets are having a chance to get these teams.
Spokane, Washington's getting in there.
Yeah, definitely. So it just shows that it just shows how much the women's sports is growing, and it's amazing to see. And definitely, you want. I think the NWSL is there, But I feel like they might be getting a little complacent. They are bringing better stars, though. We got to give them that. They do have amazing stars coming in. But there's nothing wrong with competition.
Yeah.
The MLB, they have an American League and a National League.
Okay, so I mean, this is something that has happened in the past, right?
Yeah, so I'm with it.
I mean, the ABA and the NBA were a thing, and the NFL and the AFL were a thing.
NWSL, I mean, not NWSL, NASL, MLS at one point were a thing.
Yeah, but that one didn't work. That one didn't work. Where NASL was maybe a little bit too big, or not too big for the britches, but not. They weren't. They thought they could do what they
what they did in the past, and their
couldn't.
former business fell twice. So
So I don't know if that's the right example. I think that would be the cautionary tale for the Super League, as to seeing what NASL did, and maybe they got a little bit too ambitious.
But like I'm talking about Brooklyn, Oakland, they and I guess Brooklyn isn't Timothy Weah one of the
Weah was announced as one of the co-owners. So Brooklyn FC, they're starting a men's team as well. In 2025, and then 2024 this summer they're going to start the women's team. So he's a part of both of that. I think that's amazing. And there's also a lot of different business people and owners in the ownership groups of the teams across the league, and to the point where it's like we should have a structure, and having two top division leagues without a second division league. I understand that, but still, like, if there's no promotion and relegation, like having a second division team, there's no, from a business standpoint, if you're the USL, you already have second division teams like in the championship and on the men's side. Putting it on the women's side as well, from a business perspective, it doesn't make sense. Now you have more, like, you can have bigger stadiums. The competition is going to be better. The caliber of players is going to be better, and you're not operating on the tight margins that you would be at a second division. And USL knows this, because they have experience in this, obviously. So it makes no sense to join as a second team. Because second division teams in the U.S., they're not taken like as seriously as they would be in countries that have promotion and relegation, that have that tie of like this is my local team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they do have the NWSL blueprint. Basically, have a great marketing team to promote your team.
Yes.
So this have the community behind you, and I feel like they have a lot of small markets that can really do that for you, and two big markets that can carry the league: Brooklyn and Oakland. So if you know the Oakland Roots, same ownership group that will be part of the Oakland So, and Oakland Roots from jerseys to community to bringing in Bay Area legends to own the team, to be part owners, having concerts, having G-Eazy at the end of the season, something about Oakland, they can do it right. And so does Brooklyn. Like Brooklyn can have all that hip hop, all that impact can come in with Brooklyn as well if they can market it right. Something like in Atlanta first season, you had Outkast, Ludacris, Maya, Flocka. Monica, I'm sorry. They Waka Flocka, they had everybody that was an Atlanta legend come to the games and taking pictures at the game. Even Kanye walked around.
He was in there with his mask. That was wild. That was wild.
I think you're emphasizing like the culture behind it, and I think that more than anything, seeing women's sports grow is what we want to be, where we want to move into the future. Like that's where we want to be with sports for women, because there are amazing players that are women that should have the opportunity to go into playing in the pros. And if this is an additional opportunity aside from the NWSL, I think why not? Like, why not continue to empower women to find their passion in the sport, and then also see that there's accessibility and other options, alternative options to compare to the NWSL. And I think for me, seeing just how much like women's basketball is growing right now, how much like women's soccer is growing right now. Like, I think this is just like it's a positive snowball effect that we're seeing, because not only are we seeing it grow in terms of accessibility, but also we're seeing ownership come into play. So we see Angel Reese being co-owner of Power DC or something. DC Power. I like, that's amazing. Like, not only is Angel Reese becoming like going into her pro career as a basketball player, but she's also getting the opportunity to co-own a women's soccer team. That I would never have, like, that's not something that, at least me growing up, would have known existed as an opportunity. You know, like when you think of owners and you're thinking of like suited up men, you know, most likely white. And here we have Angel Reese, who's a co-owner, who's going to help make decisions, sit at the table, be an equity partner, and help establish something for them.
At the very least, you know, I would hope that she's involved with, you know, the data operations. I wouldn't think she would be as much as some of the other owners, just because, you know, she's a pro athlete and she has the other stuff that she needs to be worrying about. But at the very least, she's going to be bringing eyeballs to DC Power.
100%.
And we've seen this this strategy work with whether it's LAFC, Angel City,
San Diego, Kansas City Current.
Kansas City. Having Magic Johnson as one of the part owners of LAFC
it was a big deal. He's the mayor of LA. You know, if Magic is part of it, you know it's legit.
He sold his TGIF. He sold his movie theater.
Does he sell Fatburger? Is he still with Fatburger?
I don't know, but I think he sold everything to buy the Dodgers. So it just shows like him having the blueprint. And now you having all these owners come in. It's from a Kelsey in football, being part owner of, I believe, the Washington team as well.
Travis Kelsey?
No, not Travis Kelsey. Sorry, the quarterback, Mahomes.
Mahomes. He's a part of Kansas City.
Kansas City. So,
him and his wife, Brittany.
So them owning like all these athletes coming in, and not only that, like you see in social media, some of these NBA players, NFL players are not on YouTube playing their sports. They're playing EA Sports. So they're playing soccer right in front of as their favorite pastime, opposed to playing their sports. So it shows how much soccer is growing in this country, from the women's sports, men's sports, just all around globally, and how they are making an impact from the neighborhoods that the teams are in to like culture, because now everybody wants to wear a soccer jersey.
It's like it's becoming interconnected, and it's really cool to see. Also, like with Angel Reese, for example, going into the co-ownership, like not only is she bringing herself and, you know, who she stands for and like her values, but also she's bringing everything that she has, like all her branding, all her partnerships, who she is, how she stands out. I think that is going to benefit the team immensely, because they get to see her success, and they also kind of get to benefit a little bit.
Isn't she a Reebok athlete?
She's a Reebok athlete, so maybe a Reebok jersey partnership, possibly.
And you see, that's the other side
so something like that. But one thing that I am interested in, because this is not an if you build it they will come like setup, where as I think a lot of teams in the past have kind of felt like, oh, you know, we're going to be the top level of professional soccer in this market. You know, that by itself is going to draw eyeballs. That by itself is going to, you know, give us an audience. And I don't think that's the case in this, even with the smaller markets, especially with like DC, North Carolina, even Oakland, Seoul, that share markets with NWSL teams.
But do you think, my question is, do you think NWSL has gotten a hold of the fan bases, like meaning like they are too ahead right now for even to compete with another league?
I don't. So what the point I was trying to get to is, I think that, you know, supporting local soccer. There's a huge push for support local soccer, support your local soccer team in the U.S. specifically, because people don't do that.
Right.
People, like, there are people in
for the big to top.
Exactly. There are people in, you know, markets with local, like, not even like small town, like MLS teams or you know, USL championship teams that don't support their local teams, specifically because they have, you know, certain ideals or whatever about American soccer, and they just go for, you know, I'm only supporting, you know, Manchester United, I'm only supporting whoever. So that in itself means that building a team and putting it in whatever city, doesn't matter, that by itself is not good enough. That by itself is not going to get you that audience. So I'm hoping, and I think that I've seen some good signs so far, that these teams have a solid plan to build an audience in the same way that we've seen some of the NWSL teams. And I think, and to your point, Julio, I don't think that a lot of the NWSL teams are doing the best jobs that they could, because there are teams like Chicago, North Carolina, that have, you know, pretty good teams, like solid teams, not the best, but still good teams that aren't drawing in those big audiences. So now putting the competition of another league that's going to draw potentially some of your fans' eyeballs away, I think that it could cause these teams to Similar to what like the LA Galaxy and LAFC. When LAFC came in, all of a sudden LA Galaxy started to try to make like impacts in the community and try to get the fans that they might not have been paying attention to in the past.
It has to come with the whole package. The thing with LAFC, they came in winning from day one. So let's say another team comes in from that Super League, another LA team. You think if they have a winning team, they can take over
It could.
Because LA fans, we're known for that.
Yes.
So when the Lakers were dominant, the Lakers are the Lakers, but when the Lakers are dominant, there was a lot of Laker fans. When they had them fall off years, you had all these little trickling Clipper fans coming in. So we're the same with LA Galaxy and LAFC. Like a lot of people were divided when they first came in because the rivalry is now like now you have to choose a team. But when they first started, it was like, we're gonna see who we go for. We're gonna go for LA, and then LA started winning, and a lot of fans came in, and a lot of it was a party atmosphere every game.
Right.
But like Angel City has that marketing strategy that LAFC does come in. They did come with a lot of fans, but if another team comes to this market and comes and starts winning, I feel like most of their fans are going to leave.
That could, I don't know about most, but that could for sure. Winning and on-pitch performance is important, but that doesn't tell the whole story because you could have like Angel City. They're not the worst team in the league. They're very much middle of the table if you look at from a numbers perspective. But the expectations that they have set for themselves, because they set themselves up as, you know, this is who we are. They have the off-pitch brand identity that we've talked about. That the bar of expectation rises for them because it's like, you know, okay, this looks like they had, you know, they put a lot of strategy, a lot of emphasis into building this team. But why can't we win games at the level of, why isn't the on-pitch performance the same at the same level as our off-pitch brand? So that I think makes their struggles a little bit more magnified. But at the same time, building that community impact and getting and making people care about, like that's the thing.
Yeah,
connecting to it, making an emotional response from the audience. That's what you want.
Well, look at what Brooklyn FC is doing. They brought in Tim Weah, who is from Brooklyn, from that borough. He is already putting Brooklyn FC on the map just simply by being associated, being a co-owner, but also having that personal connection himself to the community.
Yeah.
So then people are going to start seeing, and he already has an audience. He already has people that follow him. So then they're going to start seeing what he stands for, what he's about, and then that's going to draw the attention for the team.
And then I'm sure
that's just like that's a great way to start marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
The team.
And I think there has to be people who, you know, Tim Weah is not the like highest profile American athlete or American soccer player, but he's up there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's people that follow him because, especially on Instagram, like, you know, he's got like a quote unquote wavy like persona. You know, he's got the fits.
And that's the other part of it too.
And
like the fashion.
Yeah, exactly. The fashion style.
style.
And then they see, okay, you know, Tim Weah, part of Brooklyn FC. I've never heard of Brooklyn FC. Maybe like, you know, exactly. And so that's the kind of trickle down effect that I am hoping more teams do. It's not all teams have access to a Tim Weah, but something similar to that.
It's something as simple as just the branding. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that Brooklyn FC
it looks cool.
crew neck he had on. I'm like, yo, that catches attention. That catches like an audience. That catches like, it catches your eye. And I think that little things like that, like they're doing right. They're doing well. And I think people can definitely learn from that.
Yeah, and like in something Oakland has done great from day one.
Yes.
Having a Marshawn Lynch, having a G-Eazy, having all these Mr. Fab, having Bay Area legends, have them slappers playing in the stadium while they're playing. Like when we went, we all went. Like the atmosphere, the party they had there, it was a lot of Bay Area music. It was so Bay, but still true to Oakland and Oakland only. So I just can't wait to see what they do with the soul.
And they and the Roots do it at the high level with the big names, but they also do it on the smaller level with, you know, community programs, connecting with
mental
Oakland.
health.
And then the Soul have the benefit of also having played in the USL W League, which is the I think it's technically third division semi-pro. So it's like a lot of college athletes in their off season in the summers. They go to these teams and play. So they have that advantage of having a team that's I don't know if it's not going to be the same players because they're going to be professionals, but they still have the branding, they still have the fans, they still have that can carry over to the team that's going to come not this season but in 2025.
Yeah, and especially as well with their academy.
The Oakland
exactly. Is it 510?
510.
Yeah,
Project 510.
When we had Idris on the pod, he talked about how he wants to see these Bay kids come in to play into their first team. So hopefully they can do that on the women's side, because that would be great. A lot of great soccer is played in the Bay, and if the women's can, if they can even have that W League, the third division semi-pro college players, having that pathway to play for the Oakland.
I think another point with the Super League coming in is the fact that like it is local, and there's a lot of people out there, or students or athletes that want to go pro, but they also maybe don't have the means to leave their home or leave their hometown. And I think that is another barrier that comes into play when wanting to chase after your dream in sports. And so now that we have these teams coming in, it's an opportunity for athletes to look at this as somewhere to start and somewhere to like kick off how far they want to go. And maybe it's for them and they keep going and they shoot for the stars, or maybe they realize like maybe this is just where I want to like be and I'm good here. So I think that's also the accessibility behind it too.
And then at the same like kind of to full circle this, there's like the whole stigma about nobody watches women's sports or nobody cares about women's sports. But now that you see when people actually put the effort into making women's sports, like giving people a reason to care about them, marketing the players the right way, making a great atmosphere for the fans at the stadiums. You see Angel City, I mean, this is 3 seasons in, and the hype has not really died down at all. Like the attendance numbers are still on the up. Same with San Diego. You mentioned WNBA, like now all of a sudden like people are in
going up.
Like the recent draft, like talent has drawn, like people are in. I think it was Cameron Brink's TikTok or something. People are in there like her comments being like, "Bro, you messed up my parlay."
I wanted to get to that because like, there was a guy who's like, "All right, I don't know if you girls want this pressure. You guys are getting big." And like if I disrespect you, it's not personal. It's because you messed up my parlay. I'm trying to make my money.
So like people are getting invested in this stuff.
This is great. The minute you can get into a guy's parlay, like you made it in sports. Or anybody.
That's real quality.
That parlay is important. When you talk about WNBA parlays, it's crazy because that means you have to make your research. You gotta know the over-unders.
Exactly. People get into this stuff, not like for better and for worse. Obviously, if you feel like you have a problem, there's help hotlines and all that stuff. You can look into that. But so with I don't think it'll be too much. I think if the teams make the efforts to really try to connect with the audience and create an attractive product both on and off the pitch, then I think it won't be too much. I think it's like 8 teams right now, and then with the expansion to a few more to next season. And then if all things go well, I think a merger like we've seen in the past with the NBA and the ABA and the NFL and AFL, Major League Baseball, is possible. And I think that should be the ultimate goal. Whereas if you start as a Division II team, I don't know what the end goal is. What was the end goal if you're starting a Division II league? You just watered down. So now when you put in this first division, there's a goal inside. There's a end goal. Whereas Division II, maybe they're without pro rel, it's not a viable option. So
that could be an option. Like they can join pro rel.
Maybe
that'd be great.
We'll see.
The women kid could open it up for this country because honestly, we need it. We definitely do need it. You see a lot of podcasts with a lot of European athletes, women and men, and they say, "What's the difference between American soccer and European soccer?" Like you guys are playing to get in the playoff. We're playing to stay in the first division and keep our salary because once we go down, that money goes down. So we're playing for our lives. Every game, every game,
and the stakes.
Every games are for our life. You guys play. If you guys don't make playoffs, your contract's still there. So like, it shows like. It will bring a higher quality of soccer on men's side and women's side. Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. I don't think it's like the it's not going to heal the problems of American soccer like a lot of people think. But I am for it, and I think it makes an overall more attractive and like compelling sports landscape.
And it only means we get to see more, fire kids come out. So
that too.
And we're all about that.
And we love us some kids.
Them kids and kids.
Hey, Not in that way, not like that.
Oh my God,
Get them
Ramsey.
kids.
Anyway.
But speaking of the European landscape, another thing that we haven't really got a chance to talk about is Kylian Mbappe, and so he has.
Welcome to Real Madrid, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously,
Allegedly.
he's not going back. We don't know exactly where he's going to be going, but we do know he's not going back to PSG.
So by
The
Tuesday,
announcement.
Fabricio's going to pull out the announcement. He's coming to Real Madrid. I heard it here first.
So, I mean, the general consensus is that it's going to be Real Madrid. This has been something that has been talked about for the last few years. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are holding out hope that, he shook his hand, like he shook Mikel Arteta's hand the other day.
He had an AC Milan like reference.
He talked about AC Milan. I'd love to go to AC Milan.
But Gareth Bale's house in Real Madrid. Like,
yeah, so
in Madrid. So
and his mom even said something like, you guys know where he's going. Like, come on, like,
is you dumb?
Yeah. But one thing that I thought, with the whole saga, especially, was it last summer? With like the whole Will he stay, will he go type deal. I don't remember. Was it 2022 or 2023? I don't remember.
It might have been last year. The president came and like
yeah, he called the president, like Emmanuel Macron, the French president, called him and was like, hey man, you got to stay. Like,
the French economy, it depends on you. Like
yeah. We don't have like footballers like that anymore. Whereas, like in the past, there was like big stars, like obviously the Messis and the Ronaldos, but like singular figures that were kind of larger than life beyond what they did on the pitch, like that were true bona fide stars. And I think there are quote unquote stars of that level in terms of talent, like your Erling Haalands, your Vinicius, Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, but those are superstars.
But like in terms of like commanding the like. Anything like when they step outside, it's like a movie scene or something like like David Beckham obviously was like that. Zlatan was like that to an extent just because of the persona that he made for himself. But I feel like there hasn't been that singular like someone that like sucks the gravity out of every room that they step into. And Mbappe is kind of has that.
He's almost there, but I feel like Cristiano and Messi have to retire before that can happen, because I feel like they get so much attention still, even though they're not at their prime, not even close to their primes, or playing in leagues that mean something. And like kids still are screaming.
It's still crazy because when we do youth camps, that's the first thing. Hey, you Messi or Ronaldo? It's like what? Like, bro, like they're old.
The things that Mbappe does is crazy. The things that Haaland does is crazy. Like Pedri, like all these young stars, like and like. Going back to that whole Neymar just came in that era, that in the wrong era, because it's the prince that never became king.
But I think Neymar still had that like gravity about him. Like he still had that. He was like one of the last.
Yeah, but he was always considered a tier 1B instead of 1A.
But that's in terms of his talent, though.
He was always named with the other.
In terms of his talent, though. No, in terms of his talent, like in terms of what he accomplished on the pitch. I'm talking about off the field. Like he still had the star quality that. Maybe not on the level of Messi and Ronaldo, but more so than anybody out there right now.
Yeah.
He was still a star in his own right.
Puma banked a lot of money on him for him to make a difference, bring that brand, and everybody thought that he was, but like he was going to be that next star, but it just never planned out, just due to the same reason that Cristiano and Messi just hold so much weight.
I don't think that was it though. I think it's something else, because this transcends beyond sports into like movies. Like they've been talking about the death of the movie star for forever. Like like
shout out Denzel Washington.
Like Denzel. Like even Denzel is part of a previous generation. You had guys like Denzel who could just by putting his name on the movie poster would sell out a movie. Now there's a lot more extenuating circumstances where like people don't want to go to movies. People can see watch Netflix at home, whatever, all that. But there aren't like name a current actor under 35 who can sell out a movie just by putting their name on a poster. I don't know if there is. Like, is it Zendaya, Timothée Chalamet?
I was thinking of Timothy.
Like those maybe, but not possibly. Like Brad Pitt or like before them, like De Niro, Pacino, Paul Newman, Jack Nicholson, like all these like kind of guys that were just like you put them
unique.
On. Yeah.
You're right, because the last movie I was hyped for was The Equalizer 3.
Exactly. Like
it was okay, but it wasn't that. It was just because
before, Denzel. Like you could just like. even if you're not paying attention to the movies that are coming out, you see, oh yeah, let's go see the new Brad Pitt movie. Oh yeah, let's go see the new Sandra Bullock movie. You know, Sandra Bullock has that too. You know,
like it wasn't the movie title; it was the actor.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's like there has to be like an event around, like Dune, like Dune 2, and like had Zendaya and Chalamet, but people weren't going to see. Oh, let's go see the new Chalamet and Zendaya movie. They're saying let's go see Dune 2. Like same with Oppenheimer and Barbie. Like like those had big stars in it. Like Margot Robbie might be one of the people that
she might be up there
that has that juice.
I haven't watched neither of those movies yet.
Dude, you gotta watch. Both of them are fire. Like,
have you seen Dune?
No.
Oh,
you haven't seen Dune either?
No.
Oh my God.
You haven't seen Oppenheimer, Barbie, or Dune?
Bruh.
Get out of here.
I mean, and that's the thing too. Like that's.
I'll watch the Ninja Turtles.
All he does is watch Netflix.
Right.
No,
and
I got a Cinemark reward.
So I think this has to do with it, right? There's so many everything is very compartmentalized now, where people who want to be fans of movies, TV shows, footballers have the option to be. So there are people with Erling Haaland profile pictures on there are stands of Jude Bellingham, there are stands of Bukayo Saka, there's stands of all these high level stars.
Jude might be the next.
Jude has the juice too. I feel like Jude could do it too.
Jude, he has personality. He has the culture
look,
behind him.
His swag.
His brother is coming into his own. So that family can be the next.
It could be.
Yeah.
But like people who want to be fans of them can be. They have everyone lives in their own little bubble now. And I think that's kind of taken away the star power, whether who it is, whether you're a music star, movie star, a star athlete, and like I feel like that's just kind of changed the way we interpret.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then
it's just that everyone's accessible now. Like you can be everyone's fan, and like everyone's gonna know who you are. And if you have like strong stands or fans, they're gonna hype you up. They're gonna help you become that person. Yeah. But if you don't have that, you just are one of the other ones.
Because Kendrick has that aura around him. He doesn't post anything. You really don't know what's going on with his life. I think the most we've gotten about Kendrick was that Drake beef.
This beef.
Yeah.
Before that,
bro, I've been begging for an album for like 2 years already.
Supposedly he's coming out with an album.
Hopefully he just came out with an EP just on Drake. Like
I know, for real.
Give me a real album, yo. Yeah. Like after these bars, after you have the whole the summer's Ain't Like Us is gonna be the summer. Yeah. Everyone's gonna be dancing to that song, but it shows come on, Kendrick.
But
we need that.
You see what you're saying. What you're referring to is what we used to have, but now people famous people or footballers, celebrities, whatever the case may be, they have to do that. They have to stay away from us to make themselves superstars. Look at Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean has always been that one person, that one artist that you never know what he's up to. But when you hear one thing, people go crazy. Yeah. I remember the summer of, I don't even know what, 20.
Was it the orange?
Yeah, I think.
Orange or blonde? I think.
I think it was blonde.
It might have been blonde.
I think it was blonde.
2016.
Yeah, because he tweeted something and everybody was crazy. Yeah.
Because he did the whole thing where he finessed his music deal where he came out.
Yeah.
He was under contract for another album. Came out with some kind of it wasn't trash, but it was
some light.
It was something that it's like a visual experience or something like that. Yeah. And then a week later, after he was out of his contract, boom, here comes the real album. Yeah. And then people were going crazy because that album still front to back, no skips. I still run it back,
on repeat.
Late night drive, I might be belting it out in the car,
Man, I'm about to go listen to him right now after this.
Yeah, but so now it's you almost have to be that kind of mysterious, because. Yep. Everybody has a brand. Everybody has, persona. And with that, it kind of dilutes everything. Right. Where there isn't every time somebody steps outside. Because it's just this is just how it is now. So
you have to wait every month to get that magazine to see what article your favorite artist is going to be, what he was wearing, what babe sweater he was wearing, what shoes he was rocking.
Cutting out the
magazine. to see what colors he used to coordinate. When Cameron came with the pink, for people were wearing pink shirts, a lot of that mysterious, because we had to wait a month to see what they were on. We saw a little sneak peek that they're coming out. It probably came out on BET or MTV. Talk about, hey, I'm in the next month issue of so and so magazine, hip hop, whatever. And now we can see them
everywhere,
posting every day.
Yeah.
I kind of miss those days, where you had to You know, like when you had like something, like there was like an album that dropped or whatever on a Friday, and then you have to wait till Monday to go back to school and then talk about it with your friends and like hype it up and like debate about it. Like, yeah, I think a part of that we don't really have anymore, but it's also, you know, like we're in a whole new generation, you know, but yeah, that mysteriousness.
The singular star is not there anymore. And I think Mbappe, like him being that in like now is pretty impressive because you don't see that. You don't see that very often. Like that's something. And so to have, you know, that kind of power or gravity or whatever you want to call it, aura, it's something that's rare. And I don't think we should take that for granted, no matter where he is.
Or where he goes.
Yeah, and like he's been a star for like, it seems
since
like
he's
forever
17.
now.
Since he was 17.
He won a World Cup with 18, 19?
19, I think.
19, and he was one of the he was the
star.
Yeah. So like it's crazy. So yeah, it's about his time, but I feel like the older fans are now ready, and they pass it on to the younger fans, are ready to give up on Cristiano and Messi yet, just because those two players basically raised a generation for how long have they been playing.
Yeah, you can't be mad at that.
Yeah.
You
like Kobe, I don't want to get rid of Kobe. I literally
it felt so unreal when he was like retiring.
Because he was my childhood. Like I can honestly remember most of his big games, where was that and what was I doing when they won the 3 championships. Every championship, what was I doing? 2010, 2011,
core memories.
So sorry, 2009, 2010. Like what was I doing? That 04 when they lost that championship to the Pistons. How I was part of the EOP program. We were dorming at USC at frat row, and one of our persons that stayed in the dorms with us, in the house with us, he had a Piston jersey, and I just wanted to fight him. Like, and then like they're gonna win.
What are you doing? Come on.
Yeah.
First of all, who has a Pistons jersey? Like they don't even have any players.
I think he was honestly a Clipper fan, and so like, the colors match.
Then he's just trying to be edgy.
Yeah, so I should have thrown my ice cream at his ass.
He's one of those.
But like, yeah, like it's like people are not ready to give up. That saying we're older people now. Yeah. We're getting old. Like, let it go, bro.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: we're getting old.
Let it go.
I know.
Let it go.
Yeah.
I remember like Messi's like first chip goal. Seeing Cristiano debut with Manchester United, like, because they had given him the 7 after Beckham left.
Right.
So because even like the Clásicos are not the same. Like at least for me, like obviously I'll still watch it. I'm still hyped, but it doesn't hit the same because before it's like you're watching the Clásico, but you're watching Messi versus Ronaldo, and like let's watch. Are you gonna watch the Messi versus Ronaldo? You know the same.
Right.
Going back to the movie thing,
Yeah.
like you're talking about Messi and then you're talking about Ronaldo. For the Clásico.
And now it's just like, are you going to watch Real Madrid win? It's crazy. Like, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. It'd be like that. Like, hey,
it's not wrong, though.
Hey, another Real Madrid win. Like, and like it sucks being a Real Madrid fan right now because, like, why? Like, who? Like,
they're at their prime. Speaking
of, we're recording this the day before the Champions League final.
Right,
It's going to come out after the Champions League final. So I don't want to talk about the final too much. But let's make some picks. Let's make some picks. Are we going Real Madrid or Borussia Dortmund?
So shout out to 433, the Instagram page. Yeah. They had a best 11 combining both teams, Borussia with Real Madrid. It was basically 10 Real Madrid players, one Borussia player, and it was their center back. So, you know where I'm going. Real Madrid's going to win. Yeah. I think it's going to be a cool, easy 3-zip.
Three. Oh,
no,
I didn't want to predict the score, but I just want to do it.
Okay. No. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Bang a pick and pick.
I'm going for the underdog, so I hope Dortmund wins. That's where I'm at right now. Obviously, I'm a Barca fan, so I can't really give them all.
Did you
buy
your jersey already? Your yellow jersey, you have it on?
No. But I will say,
jerseys.
yeah, they do. But I will say, you got to give credit where credit's due. Real Madrid's killing it. They have great players. I'm a huge Bellingham fan, so I will say I give him, his respect. I don't think that it'll be an easy game. I think that Dortmund's going to give them, a hard time. But
Dortmund's been disrespected since the group stage. They were in the group stage with PSG, Newcastle, and Milan, and everybody picked them to be last. And then they ended up winning.
They're fighters, they're a scrappy team.
They fell behind to Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and then they came back and won.
Sancho reliving his
reviving
his career right there. Like went to Manchester,
you get rid of the toxicity of United. And
first of all, I'm a United fan too. That hurts. Yeah, that hurts. But yeah, like. Him coming back, showing like he is an elite player, like giving more respect. I was just in the system where nobody worked. Like,
it
didn't work for nobody. I feel like even if Anthony leaves, he probably has a better chance of becoming the star again.
Maybe. Yeah.
But just him coming back, that underdog story coming back and showing like, hey, I'm still him. What are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a great game. Even though I'm a Real Madrid fan, I do want them to win 3-0. That's a scrappy team. If you give them a chance,
I think they made it this far.
Did you have pick a score?
I think Dortmund made it this far. They're not gonna let themselves go down easy. So, I do want Dortmund to win. So I'm just gonna go 2-1.
You're going with your heart.
Yeah.
Boom.
So my heart is.
That's why she's single.
Yeah. That's crazy. Also,
she don't know how to pick them.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. What's up with you today, Jay? You was coming for me.
He's on one.
I know. On a roll.
Shout out, Drake.
So I am going hard. I'm rooting hard for Dortmund because the underdog story. You know, Marco Reus is gonna be his last game with Dortmund, but Toni Kroos also his last game.
Coming to LA Galaxy.
You know, supposedly he might come to MLS, but
that's another reason to pick Real Madrid.
Right. So. You know, Dortmund, I think they've been disrespected the entire tournament. Everybody thought they're in the group of death. They're going to finish last. They've proven everybody wrong. You know, they scraped by. I mean, PSG, I think the expected goals, it was something like PSG had maybe 4 point something, and they scored 0. And so they kind of skirted by that. Got through to the final, and anything can happen in a game. Like, soccer is very random. It's very random. That being said, this is Real Madrid's tournament. They've been here before. You know, they're almost inevitable. Like, rooting against them is like rooting for like gravity not to work. You know, so while my heart will be going for Dortmund, and I will be, you know, maybe. I mean, we're gonna be at the football boutique. I might cop a Borussia Dortmund
jersey. Low key, they're on fire though.
Dude, the 90s Nike kits for Borussia Dortmund are insane. Insane. Like some of the best ever. And if Tony, you know, hooks up with the price, you know, maybe we'll see something. But I do think it's going to be Madrid, and 2-1.
I know,
you know, and I think it. I want it to be close though.
Stick to I could be wrong, but I'm just gonna
stick with your heart.
I
see all the red flags, and I'm still going for it.
I can fix them.
I believe
I
in
saw a
them.
meme that said, if you see the score 1-0 Borussia Dortmund in the 90th minute, do not celebrate into that final whistle.
Yeah, Jose Luis going to be coming checking in. You know,
do not celebrate.
It'll switch up real quick.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's because those outside mids for Real Madrid, Vinicius and Rodrigo, like
it's crazy.
It's when they're going downhill, like
it's not fair.
Who can stop
Game
them?
over.
Yeah. and if they bring in Mbappe, like first of all that's cheating. Like UEFA to stop that, because even though I'm a Real Madrid, like it's just not fair. Like you just want to bully all teams.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy though. Can you imagine just like the caliber that Real Madrid's gonna have if they do have Mbappe?
It's like
I can't even. I'm not even gonna wear my Barca jerseys anymore at that point.
It's comparable to Haaland going to City.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like a great team getting even better. And we saw what happened in his first year. They won a treble. So
this is insane.
If Mbappe goes to Madrid, it'll be wild. It seems like that's
scary hours.
I'm still repping my Barca jersey.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. Come on.
Take it with pride.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm loyal. I always think with my head. My heart, yes, but I'm loyal.
Yeah.
Mixtape dropping soon.
Anything else before we wrap up? Any last thoughts? Any last hot takes or what?
No.
Angel City, get it together. I've been trying to. You guys called me out, and I've been watching more games. And the more games I watch, the more mad I get. Just like, what identity are y'all playing? Like, what scheme are y'all playing? I'm just so confused. Like,
they haven't. I mean, they haven't played since last Thursday. They drew in the derby against.
But I just
San Diego.
I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, I'm with you. 100%.
I watched the game. I was texting that when they played against
Washington. Yeah, when Sarah Gordon went down.
I'll give you that. Our girl Sarah went down.
It was tough.
And then you guys got lost, but you guys got it back. First of all, stop giving players of the match if y'all losing 4-1.
4-2.
4-2, my bad.
I think they're contractually obligated to do that for sponsor reasons. But Get the money.
I don't want to be player of the match. Give it to somebody else.
Some of the post game interviews get a little awkward when they do the interviews with the player. You were player of the match. Like, yeah, we got to do better.
That's my hot take for the week.
Yeah, I'm with that. I agree. But let's wrap things up there. This has been another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life. Appreciate y'all who've been sticking with us this far. Keep it tapped in because we got more exciting guests and solo episodes coming down to you in the future. But until then, we're out of here.
A la Madrid.
Bye.